Today we're going to talk about the absolute #1 best meal to prevent heart attacks and a stroke. Now let's talk about the perfect anti-clotting meal to prevent all of this. You know, when you think about it, most people think if we're talking about a meal to prevent a heart attack or a stroke, they're immediately going to think, oh, we have to go low cholesterol. We need to consume less saturated fats, right? And that is based on some past outdated information that is completely untrue. So now let's get into the perfect anti-clotting meal. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the protein for this meal. We want a protein that doesn't have necessarily excessive amounts of iron. And out of all the protein that would be the best for that, it would be the wild-caught salmon. Now you can do other fatty fish, but wild-caught salmon is one of the proteins with lower iron, but it's also the highest in omega-3 fatty acids, which is really good for preventing clotting because it thins the blood, it reduces inflammation in the arteries. So let's pair the salmon with a very specific type of salad that involves arugula. Arugula is very unique because it has the most nitric oxide. Now, I didn't talk about nitric oxide in the first section of this video, but I want to let you know that nitric oxide is a super powerful anti-clotting compound. And this will also help if you have high blood pressure. And the second thing that has the most nitric oxide is beets. So if we add the beet to the arugula, we have a very powerful anti-clotting salad. Now, let's not stop there. Let's add some extra virgin olive oil, which has really key polyphenols, which bind with iron and help to lower iron. Okay, not to mention polyphenols are very anti-inflammatory, and plus extra virgin olive oil will help to decrease blood pressure if you have it. Then if we add some apple cider vinegar to that, we can tighten any type of leakiness in our tissues, especially if it's in the colon. Now, if we add some garlic to that salad, or maybe even put it over the salmon, now we're really in business of supporting the cardiovascular system because we're going to thin the blood. We're going to add polyphenols to also bind with that extra iron if you have any. And garlic also is a powerful anti-pathogenic remedy. So that'll help with any microbes that are in your body that shouldn't be there. If we add a little sauerkraut, just a little bit, maybe like 1/4 of a cup, then we're going to add lactic acid bacteria, which actually binds with these endotoxins and helps neutralize them. Now, there's other ways to get lactic acid. You can do a little kombucha tea. You can add the juice from pickles, for example. But let's not stop there. Let's add some more polyphenols to bind with the excess iron because the free iron is really at the core of this clotting problem. So if we added either green tea or black tea, we can bind up some of that iron. If we also add a little dark chocolate at the end, now you can either get the 85% or 90% dark chocolate and add that to the meal, just a little bit, which can actually bind this iron because it's loaded with polyphenols. But also dark chocolate is loaded with magnesium, which will also help the arteries and the heart because heart problems are really related to too much calcium and not enough magnesium. Magnesium is one of the best things for atrial fibrillation and also to help lower blood pressure. You can even take this dark chocolate powder and put it in your coffee in the morning. That's what I do. Just a little bit, dissolve it up and drink that down for the polyphenols. After you've eaten the meal, okay, go for a 10-minute or a 20-minute post-meal walk while you breathe through your nose. And so the combination of this meal with this exercise is going to greatly reduce your risk of both heart attacks and stroke.